Is nutmeg halal or haram? Somebody's asking. So they're confused because after watching this video, they can't decide whether it's halal or haram. I have answered that question, but first you need to watch this video, inshallah, and then you'll watch my answer.
جوزة الطيب. It's a nut. And the scholars, when asked about it, the vast majority of scholars say that it is prohibited. Why? They say that if consumed in certain amounts, it can lead to hallucination. And it has a similar impact of pot or drugs, marijuana, whatever. And therefore, they say that the ruling of it is haram. In the Hanbali school of thought, they prohibit it totally. And this is why the scholars say the general rule, whatever consumed in large quantities, small quantities is haram. So nutmeg is from that type. It surely hallucinates, at least it puts you down or it intoxicates you, as people of experience say, and hence putting a little of it in the spices, in the food, would render it and make it haram. And Allah Azza wa Jal.
As I mentioned this before as well, that when it comes to certain issues of halal and haram, we need to be very careful when we see things online, because many fatwas, many answers to certain questions that we see online can never be a one size fit for all. Therefore, a scholar might answer a question from a particular angle or fiqh or school of thought, or say geography or culture, or different things. And so therefore one has to dig in a little further and go specific for the answer, in the sense that, is it the school of thought of Hanafi that I'm following, or what the scholars also, in my opinion, needs to elaborate on the fact that yes, it is maybe not recommended in one school of thought, but the other school of thought says it's okay. So, for example, the issue of nutmeg that is in hand, one of the sisters asking that, is it haram? And she showed me this video sending and saying, look, this is what they say online. So let me be clear and very categorically that Jawzat al-Tayyib, or nutmeg, is permitted in the Hanafi school to consume as food or medication, as long as it is not intoxicating, or it is not of that amount that intoxicates. We know that from the Ibn Abidin in Radd al-Muhtar, and Tahtawi in Anshur Bulali, and Hashat al-Maraqi al-Falah. There are similar positions even in Shafi'i school. So they mention all these different opinions, and they say it is okay. Even I was, subhanAllah, pleasantly surprised to see in Hanbali fiqh that jawamid, that are not liquid, because the hadith that is quoted normally, that ma askara kathiruhu faqaliluhu haram, that if a large quantity and amount intoxicates, and the smaller amount and quantity intoxicates, that seems to be the case for the liquids, for the shurb, for the nabidh, for the things that people drink. As far as the jawamid are concerned, books are very clear that they are okay. I mean, I'll give you an example of saffron. Yeah, if you say that a certain amount and a big amount of nutmeg intoxicates or hallucinates rather, then the small quantity is also not allowed. And then you have to now stick to your principle. You can't just be inconsistent. Okay, in fiqh you have to have consistency. The worst thing you have in fiqh is to not be consistent, and to be sort of inconsistent. So saffron is something that will do the same thing, and researchers have shown. So saffron, as we know, if eating this saffron does not cause harm or intoxication, then there is no sin in eating it. And that's the Hanbali position, subhanAllah. And the Hanbali position, Al-Buhuthi, rahimahullah, he writes that it is permissible to use saffron in a way that is not harmful. But if it is harmful, then it is impermissible. And if it is used in a way that incurs no harm, okay, either by using a small amount or by mixing it with what was of it's harm, then it is permissible. You can use it. That's very clear. Also in the Kashaf al-Qina', the Hanbali book, it also reads the same thing. It's allowable to eat a small quantity of skamani and also saffron and the like of it, and it's not prohibited. Ibn Hajar al-Haythami rahimahullah, another Hanbali scholar, for example, says that Hashiyatul Sharawi, Sharawani ala al-Tuhfa, which is a Hanbali book, also says that intoxicating amount of saffron is not allowed, but other than so same we can say with nutmeg, and therefore, like I said, it is completely okay to consume nutmeg, because nobody eats nutmeg. Okay, nobody eats saffron. They're the same thing. We just consume them in food for color, for smell, for aroma, and that's all. And Allah knows best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.